students, greetings of the day. I am Dr. Roshan Tere Sebastian from the Department of Professional Management Studies, Christu Jayanti College. So today we are going to discuss about one of the important topic from the subject organizational behavior. So today we are moving into the details of perception, the process of perception, as well as what are the factors that determines perception. So, as individuals, we will be perceiving things differently, not always the same. Even though the situations, scenarios are the same, different people will be perceiving the events or about the people or about the materials in a different way. So, what is the reason for that? So, that we will be discussing in the coming slides. Before that, we can see what is the definition of perception. So, we can define perception as the process of receiving the stimuli, selecting the stimuli, organizing the stimuli, interpreting the stimuli, and checking the stimuli, and finally we are reacting to the sensory stimuli. This is all about the definition. The same definition can be splitted into the process of perception also. So before that, let's see what are the reasons behind this. Why the perception is different for different individuals. So there are many factors influencing that, those determinants we are going to discuss now. So there are many factors. Under that we have qualities of the perceiver and we have qualities of the perceived as well as the environmental condition. So what about the qualities of the perceiver? So who is the perceiver here? The person who is developing the perception about the other individual, or it can be about a situation, or it can be about an object, or it can be about an event. It includes the personality and experience of the individual, the needs of the individual, for example, the monetary benefits, the attitude of the individual, as well as the value system. So we know that there are different types of personality. People are introverts, there are people who are extroverts. So the person who is an extrovert will take up a challenging environment positively. And an introvert person may take up a challenging experience negatively or may consider it as a burden. So what about the experience? Coming to the same example of a challenging assignment. A person with many years of experience may consider it as an acknowledgement. At the same time, a fresher may take it up with a suspicious or a doubtful mind. So, about the needs or the monetary benefits. Monetary benefits is an example of needs. A person who is in need of money, an organization, for an example, an organization says that an individual, all the employees has to extend their work time for 2 more hours. And for these 2 more hours, they will be paid extra, say for 500 rupees for each extra hours. And a person with monetary needs, they may taking it as an opportunity. A person who doesn't have a monetary benefit may consider it as a burden. And about attitude, the same example of personality. A person with positive attitude will perceive things positively. A person with negative attitude will perceive things negatively. And also the value system will be influencing the qualities of the perceiver. So what about the value system? A person who is having very good value system may think that bullying a peer or bullying a co-worker is not right. A person who doesn't have a very good value system may think that bullying is okay in an organizational perspective. So this is all about the qualities of the perceiver which determines the perception. Now we are moving on to the qualities of the perceived. So under the qualities of the perceived, we have different points like the physical stamina of the individual, the mental abilities of the individual, and the level of commitment of the individual. So we are going to see different examples from the organizational perspective. So a person who seems to be physically fit, the employer may think that he can involve into work that involves physical effort. A person who is performing very well in team meetings and who is suggesting quality points in the team meetings, the employer may develop a perception that he is good enough to carry out complex situations at the organization, or any kind of complex work, sophisticated work can be given to that individual. And also, level of commitment. If an employee is coming late to the organization every day, or if he is quarreling with all other employees in the organization, or if he is not a team player in the organization, the employer may develop a negative perception about that individual. So, under the qualities of the perceiver, we have discussed about the physical stamina, the mental qualities, and the level of commitment of the perceived. And now, the third determinant of perception is environmental condition. So here we are going to discuss about the physical environment as well as the social environment. What do you mean by physical environment and social environment? So we are trying to explain it with examples here. So in an organizational context, if the employer has provided the employees with very neat workspace, if they have provided with air conditioning, if they have provided with proper lighting, if they have provided with proper cafeteria or drinking water facilities, so then the employer is perceived as a good employer who is having a concern about the employee. What about the social environment? If in an organizational perspective, if the organization doesn't take an effort to find out or solutions to the problems in the organizational environment, then the employer seems to be not caring about the individuals or the employees. So this is all about the physical environment and the social environment. So under the determinants of perception, we have discussed about 3 points: the qualities of the perceiver, qualities of the perceived, as well as the environmental conditions. I hope all of you have understood about perception as well as the determinants of perception. Thank you so much.